Hey guys, so apologies, I took some videos of the process of doing this, and I don't have any video editing software, so I wasn't able to combine the videos, and they wouldn't make much sense if I posted it on YouTube. So hopefully me explaining this will help in one go. So I'll do the best I can. So essentially you're trying to remove this, right? It's possible to take it off if you remove the front throttle, I believe is what this is called. But to start with that, you want to do the flatheads, two here, to remove this. And then on this, you got star bits. You got 4 of them inside, I think 3 in the bottom, 1 in the end, middle, and then you got, well, of course here, and then you got another one up here, kind of in the middle. It's a total of 4. I believe those are the same as these T25 star bits. There's got one there and one there you got to take off. But before you pop it off, you're gonna have to remove this little plate here, which I think these are 7mm. Yes, they were 7mm, and then you take that, which I think is T15, on that little thing right here. So that way it's not attached to your throttle plate. You take it off. Mine was stuck, and I had to take a piece of rubber and bap it right here to break it loose. And you don't need to touch these. I did and lost 2 of them, so I had to replace them with some other ones. From there, you would take a 1/2 inch ratchet wrench, and you put it on your tensioner right there, and you can actually pull it. Like I put it down here and went like that, and was able to release the tension in the belt. Of course, unplug your sensors. This is an oil sensor. That was probably the hardest one to get a tool on. Oh, scratch that, second hardest. That's an oil sensor of some kind. You gotta get a 27mm on it, longer than a deep well, because deep well didn't fit, or a ratchet, not a ratchet, pliers or channel locks or something. And I had to lift up on this because I did not remove this, and lift it up, get your pliers on it and twist it. Another star bits on this, then you just pull that right out. That's pretty self-explanatory. And this, be careful, it's metal, it could break. You want to take these hoses off here because there is, I don't know if I can get it very well, a bolt there holding it in place, and then of course you got your cord hooked up. Make sure to disconnect the battery too, because you're not gonna want to shock the shit out of yourself. Let's see, what else did I do? Right, so what's holding this in the alternator is 3 13mm bolts. You got the bracket right here. Where are they at? There's one of them right there. That's easy to get to. The second one is near the bottom right down there. Once you get those 2 out, this whole bracket piece right here will slide up, out. The third one, can I get that? It's gonna be kind of hard to see with that belt in the way, but that's it right there. It's gonna be the closest one to you, right there. The rest of those that are down there, that entire plate's in your way. You will have to remove that plate. And I think those are 10mm, I think. But you got like 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. The tensioner on the bottom right there, where it's kind of centered on, the tensioner pulley was a little bit in the way, but all you gotta do is move that out of the way, and then you can get to it. But you pull that little plate out, you have this removed, you have all that stuff out of the way, including this, and then you should have enough room to get it out. It's a tight fit, still not easy. I had a little hook, and I was able to disconnect the wire there. It makes it a little easier. You can get it by hand, but it is not easy. But the way I got it out is I kind of copied another video guy was explaining how to get one of these out. But you kind of tilt it forward and try to wiggle the fin some, just keep wiggling it some, and slowly it'll pop out. And basically you have to repeat that exact process, putting it back in. The easiest way though is to get that corner down here in first and then try to wiggle it back into place. Let's see, am I forgetting anything? When I didn't really replace it. I took the old one out and I took it to a shop for them to rebuild it. This thing had about 60,000 miles on it, and he said it was about half worn out. And the issue I was having was the voltmeter on according to the dash was going up and down, up and down. I hit the brakes and the car would almost stall. Anyways, I got it replaced, and after about 5 minutes it stopped doing that once I put it back in. And it cost about 98 bucks, tax and all. So I would personally try to keep this original. I would definitely try to get that rebuilt instead of replaced, because I heard some guys on the internet were having issues about the pulleys being just a tiny bit too small. Apparently the ZR1 ones are like a very tiny bit smaller or something like that. But once you get the alternator out, a pro tip is to check your tensioner pulley and your other pulleys in here while you're there. If it's starting to go bad, it's a good time to replace it now instead of when you just removed all this crap. Again, you don't have to remove the plenum, but it is a good idea to do it so you can get a better look at your motor. I also would recommend looking underneath when you remove the alternator to check to see the condition, what's leaking, vacuum lines, all that kind of stuff while you're here. Let's see. Trying to think if I forgot anything. Putting it back is basically giving me the exact same thing, just in reverse. Oh, my oil coolant line right here is leaking a bit, and there's a sensor right underneath that was covered in oil. I would spray some brake cleaner on that if yours is leaking as well, probably like mine. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. I'll try to answer as best I can. And I apologize, I'm not actually showing you guys. Because again, the videos just didn't work out. So I'm just doing my best to explain it. But you don't have to worry about these hoses. They will pop off. Just be careful. And again, disconnect your sensor over there before you yank this thing off. You don't want to damage any wires. Alright, I hope that explains it. That's how I learned. If you guys have any questions, again, just feel free to ask.